We can watch a replay maybe.
Yeah. Where did you go? Can you send me an ID?
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find one.
What roles have you been playing lately?
We're playing same position 4 and 5,
Yeah.
but I've been playing new heroes. Not new, but I don't Mirana and Ogre.
Interesting.
So I used to play Ogre, but I play better now. Slightly.
Yeah, I think Ruby is super strong this patch. Many great heroes out there.
It'll just take 2 minutes if you don't mind.
Say again?
It will just take 2 minutes to find
Yeah,
it
yeah. Take your time.
if you don't.
That's fine.
Uh, let's do this one.
All right. Okay, let's see what happens.
Your ban, make it count.
Also, I calibrated at
Let's have a
Legend
good,
5
clean match
after the
today.
patch,
Uh-huh.
and then I stayed there for a while, like Legend 4 and Legend 5,
Yeah.
for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then suddenly I started getting reefers on the team.
So
I
for
don't want to
me,
blame anyone, but still.
it was as soon as I calibrated, I got rank 3,500, and then once more people came in, my rank dropped back to normal immortal.
I
So
see.
like if people are not calibrated yet, then the MMR changes a little bit, I think, or the relative MMR. I'm not sure how it's measured with the medals. If like each medal and star has like a certain MMR still attached to it, or if it also depends on like a multitude of heroes. It might also be that your rank confidence, like of 30%, it just changes continuously if you play more, and then it readjusts a little bit.
Yeah.
God, I really hope this match ends
Also,
up
you
being
play
of
on
any
EU,
cosmic
right?
significance.
Let's say, so that'll be like 7 or 7.5K on NA Immortal, maybe.
Immortal is like 5,630 MMR or something like this.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm not sure how many players are actually in there. But I think the rank number starts from something like rank 4,000 or like 3,000 something. Okay, let's see. I have to check. let's see what's in the courier. So because we need a sentry. So the first thing I really want, we need to block this camp, and we need to make sure this camp is open. So let's see.
I do it every time, by the way.
Yeah,
But I don't know why this game I went for Abrasive.
it's fine. I like the positioning. This is good harass. Can really work with that. The arrow is a little bit random. I would use arrow if it's really certain, or if you have the follow up. But at this case, PL just wants to hold the lane and nicely block. But yeah, if the sentry is coming now, then we cannot deward it. Like if they had a sentry ward in here already, then we would lose like one camp basically. So maybe it's worth to not finish the Bracer at level 1 or at minute 1 and get one sentry and then build it and deliver the Bracer.
The many innocent lives Dyer's courier has taken.
Also,
may be
for
a
starting
benefit.
items on Mirana, I always go for Tangle, 3 branches, and a stick, and a sentry. So
Yeah,
that should be fine, right? Or should I do something different?
yeah, we can actually look what the supports do here. I think what I see here is not that much better. So basically what you want to have is you want to have some regen, and you want to have 1 or 2 sentries even to deblock the camps, and then maybe even a healing self.
Now that it's
So your carry can play freely, or you get like double tangos. But this looks pretty fine. Like the trading is nice. So the only goal is, and you can experiment with this, is to see what enables you to trade most efficiently.
Radiant's courier
Yeah.
has discovered the
Nice.
entrance. Radiant's courier has been where it will be judged for its crimes.
Perfect.
Sweet. You can try
Ashamed of its
like
past,
those tradings. You can try to do them even from a little bit further, because the echo range is something like this. And if you stand a little bit further to the left, then the range creep doesn't even echo you.
Radiant's courier has just thrown
But I like the
itself
aggression.
onto an
Really nice.
enemy blade.
Yeah. And now we need some continuous heal, and we can try to manipulate those and stack those. Let's see what happens here. Okay, but you blocked it. Very nice. Ah, it's still blocked, huh? Cool.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Oh, this is nice try, nice try.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
I feel like if you're dominating this much, and if he's that low, you can play really aggressive. Like you can stand here and completely on this area and force Kunkka to not take the last hit, but to contest you as well.
So about that, if I stand that close, I just have to make sure that I don't aggro the creeps, right? So I just
Yeah.
deny the creeps. Okay.
Yeah. So the only thing, as you say, we have to worry about is like not being so close like this that you aggro all the creeps. But you can be really aggressive here on the side of the tower.
Oh.
You even have leap, so even if you would have leveled the telekinesis, it doesn't matter because you can just jump out. Yeah. Sweet. I would try to use the arrow when you're really sure that it hits, or when there's like aggression from PL. For example, if PL would try to run here right now, then you would arrow anyways, even if it's not a sure arrow. You just want to try it. But imagine even if you hit this arrow, then nothing really results out of this, because maybe you can hit like 2 or 3 auto attacks more, and you have the arrow damage, but I don't think he really dies. And this PL is not going to be helping anyways. He just wants to last it. So I would really preserve this a little bit more and wait until you have a teammate that either wants to follow the play, or where you know this is absolutely sure to hit.
What sort of prize is this?
Let's check the courier. We need some more heal. Nice. One thing I forgot. I haven't played too many support games this patch. At minute 3, you want to be here. Then you always wanna get the Lotus.
Is this?
Yeah.
But I have to get
Oh,
used to this
sorry
as well
about that.
first. Yeah. And then at minute 7, the new timings, you want to get like the runes and shit, or try to steal theirs. So much to do these types.
Yep.
Okay, let's check. I think the stick is a little bit late. If you buy the stick, you're gonna get it maybe minute 5, or like depends on how fast the courier is, but something like this. And then the laning stage is only 3 more minutes, so you won't really have an effect where you like fully load up your stick and then use it to trade as well. I think it's better to invest in smaller healing items or start with the stick very early if you have a matchup where you know they spend the spells. And for example, Kunkka and this guy, they barely use spells as well. Like he has Fate Bolt, but Tidebringer doesn't trigger it, and he doesn't use that many torrents. Sweet. Nice.
It was ours.
Let's see it one more time. Yeah, okay, he took tower damage. Yeah, but this is something where I would also use arrow. Like from the logic that I had before is when your core goes for it anyways, then you want to use everything you can. Yeah, exactly. Even if you miss it, then it doesn't really matter, because if you hit it, he actually dies for sure. Okay, you're rotating. Let's try. I would go back immediately. Like now there's nothing to do, and you established your presence. Yeah, exactly. And now they're scared for another arrow. It's actually so cool.
For the hunt.
Okay. Fair enough. We have to deward. They might have a sentry there. I didn't see if your sentry expired or if they had still had a sentry on. And then you have to make sure to catch the ward. That's fine, it's fine.
No gold for you.
Okay, and then we have 2 options. I think those things spawn. I think they spawn every 3 minutes or something like this. I don't even know for sure. But this thing could be coming up. But the next thing I see is the minute 6 rune. And I'm as a mid laner, I'm always super happy if somebody comes for the minute 6 rune. And especially like if you look at this Leshrac, he's kind of scary. And if he gets like a haste, he's pretty guaranteed to get a kill. So we want to try to reduce that risk just by showing up on the rune. Oh yeah.
So I should always go for the.
I think so. Yeah, minute 6 you should be at the rune. This is just so incredible helpful, and probably minute 8 as well. And then the next runes, they don't become as important, I feel like, because the carry usually hits level 6 or gets items that make him survivable a little bit. But yeah, this minute 6 rune is really crucial. It also depends a little bit on matchup. Like if you play against Invoker, for example, or against maybe Sniper or some weird heroes, then the rune doesn't impact the game as much. But for Leshrac, it's really important because he actually gains the kill threat with almost every rune. Like if he gets Arcane Rune, he can play Invis Rune or Haste Rune, and you just want to be there and deny it for him. And also he needs the bottle charges to sustain the lane. So if you take this away, you really help out your mid laner.
So a question about that. So let's say in this matchup, Abaddon versus Leshrac. So it's much more important to deny the rune from Leshrac rather than for the Abaddon to get the rune.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Abaddon doesn't really, like at this stage of the game, Abaddon's a weird mid laner as well, but at this stage of the game he doesn't do anything. Like even if you give him a haste, he can't really gank. But the main goal here against Leshrac or against the spirits, like Void Spirit, Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, you just want to deny the rune from them. And then you basically did your job. You can still like guard it and ask if he wants it, but usually you can just take it with a material like this. And then, so what we saw is he took the rune, and we saw that he used the haste, which is great. But now he's full HP and full mana, and our Abaddon doesn't have any kill threat. So I wouldn't prioritize being in the lane right here now, because even if you hit your arrow and you do everything perfectly, this guy still doesn't die. Abaddon just doesn't have the option to kill him.
Yeah.
So I would probably, let's see what else we could do. We have PL, he's almost level 6, so maybe we can even give him solo XP, this might be fine. We could try to rotate, oh look, this guy's only level 4, with 1 arrow he would die. And another thing we can do is we can take and sneak like the enemy XP rune, or take even our own. So we have minute 7 coming up, and there's a lot to do.
I'm just always scared to go for the
Yeah.
enemy experiment.
You can buy a smoke if you want, or you can just try to walk there. I feel like it's pretty safe usually. Like if you just walk here and then you kind of time it, you can look at your wave and see where the creep is, and then you can just walk past it and use it to TP out, or like walk all the way around here from a safe place. But I think it's really important to get that and to secure it. It's just so much free level.
Does it matter if I die there?
I think it's still okay. Like, what they need to kill you, since you have leap, is they need a lot of heroes. Like, they either need to get Kunkat there +1, or they need to rotate Leshrac, or like they need to get a lot of effort. And if you catch the rune and you create a lot of space because you like force 2 cores to react to you, then I think it's actually worth dying for it. But I would guess that you probably don't die. You just leap 2 times and TP. Okay, now we're bottom. So what I'm looking now at a minute like this, we want to look at our teammates and see what levels they have. For example, on this Necrophos, like he's not quite level 6 yet, and our PL wants to free farm, so there's not really that much effort we can put into the lane. But we can chill here a little bit and see if he gets level 6, and then maybe we can get a kill.
I think I accidentally showed on the lane, so everybody knows that I'm here.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
Good question.
under siege.
I feel like it doesn't make too much of a difference because they know you're missing anyways. But maybe if you stay far apart, then this Necrophos can actually get level 6, and then you can make a play. I don't feel like you're the initiator in this game, because if you try to start with the arrow, it's a really high likelihood of missing it. So we would let, I don't know, like Tree start to force a blink, and then we can go, or he can slow. So we just sit behind, and right now I would be looking at defending lanes primarily. So we're looking at mid lane. If he's getting dived, then we want to be able to react. Or if top lane is getting destroyed, then we want to react. And if we don't have kill potential, we just wait a little bit until, of course, have the potential, and then we play around it.
So I have a question about what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you have to defend lanes in this game rather than push them.
I think so.
I mean, down.
Yeah. So my
Why is that?
my idea of thinking would be, in order to make a play, you need certain aspects to guarantee to get something out of it. For example, here, if you hit an arrow, there's a possibility that you kill the Witch Doctor. But if you hit an arrow, you probably still won't kill the Anti-Mage. But it changes as soon as this guy gets level 6. Like, if he gets level 6, he can even start with ulti, you arrow, and then you have enough damage to like kick him out of the lane. PL, for example, he just wants to jungle, and this guy doesn't want to play active as well because he's a freaking Abaddon. So there's not really any play you can make aggressively, and if you can't make aggressive plays, you want to make sure that things stay stable until you are able to make aggressive plays. So you want to protect this lane, for example, until Necrophos becomes level 6, and then you can play. You want to protect Abaddon until he gets Radiance, and then you can play. Or you want to protect this tower until PL gets the Fusel Blade, and then you can make aggressive plays. So if I just look at your team, there aren't that many heroes that can reliably go and play. I feel like if you have another hero with a stun, for example a Lion or something, and he just got level 6, and you can go and smoke with him and do some things and play aggressively. But right now every aggressive play you make is really high risk and very low reward. So I would try to maintain everything as good as possible and not force too much until you have power spikes that enable you to get kills for sure. I think Necro level 6 is the most important thing here. Look, even though you got the arrow on him, he's not dead. And now people are reacting, and this guy uses a lot of mana. It like can almost be closed. Like for example, with Leshrac, I didn't see what Leshrac was doing, but if he had full mana or HP and he rotates, then suddenly Necrophos dies. Then his level 6 becomes delayed even more, and then suddenly the game looks really, really difficult. And at the same time, like we forced the reaction bottom, but mid lane was just getting gone on because he got the rune probably, and so this Radiance timing is delayed as well. And so I think in a state like this, we need to be careful and just look at the lane and try to make it stable and react wherever we are needed instead of trying to make a play.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dire structures
So now we're kind of sitting mid lane, but look, we're sitting mid lane, and this Necrophos is probably gonna be level 6 at some point. So I would be looking at that, and I would be like, okay, when can I play with this guy? And the next thing I am concerned about is my PL. Like if PL is threatened to die, I need to be with him. But he looks fine, so I would be looking at bottom. And now he's level 6, and now I want to be bottom. Because this guy just presses one button. Like if you land one arrow at anybody, or even just blink in and use Starstorm, everybody just dies.
Radiant's towers are fortified.
Yeah.
Do as you please with that information.
The stench of death.
Okay, so he used ult. I think we would have liked to be there right now. Then we can go for the anti-mage instead of the witch doctor, but it's fine. Now he used ult, and now things change again a little bit. Now we don't have any kill threat, and we just want to maintain like a clean game and deny them as much as possible. So the rune is coming up. We want to maybe protect the top tower, and we want to make sure PL doesn't die.
So, do you think it's a good idea that I place defensive observers instead of aggressive observers?
I would put observers like here maybe at the tower, because like our offlane tries to play really aggressive for this tower, and we want to see if enemies rotate in. And the next observer I would probably put at this side, somewhere around PL, maybe here in this area, so we can see if they try to dive him with Kunkka. So those are like the only hotspots. Abaddon's mid lane is going to be fine either way. Like if people try to gank him, he just uses ulti, it should be fine, and you can TP and react, and he's not going to be able to pressure the tower really hard as well. So the two hotspots I'm seeing right now is we want to ensure PL is farming, and we want to make sure those guys can play aggressive as safe as possible.
We've learned from
Okay.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
For example, okay, we see PL.
To your heart.
Let's see. Yeah, you need a TP. If you take XP here, I'm actually fine with this. And then we're just like, we're waiting for 70 seconds to see when Necrophos is ulti again and wants to play. But we definitely need TP, so we can react either to bottom to play aggressive with Necro, or we can run and save the PL. Rune, okay, fair enough. That's 50-50. It would have been Abaddon's job would have been to be here.
Take us.
Okay. So we're moving bottom. I didn't see exactly why we used ulti.
Shadows, take us.
I think it's a little bit random. I think if you wanna use this, you either use it really defensively so people can escape, or you use it in an aggressive play. But I didn't see anybody dying here, and I think the aggressive play only starts in 40 seconds when this guy has ulti again.
Okay, so I should have used my ulti, right?
Yeah, and I think you should have stayed mid as well. Like if Abaddon doesn't wanna take mid lane, it's actually super nice if you like just your presence. You can just click the creeps. Let me get free camera so I can move better. If you just click the creeps and drag them behind the tower, you can defend the tower by yourself pretty much. So it's super important for supports if there's not really anything to do. Like if you don't have an opportunity to make an aggressive play, or if you're not forced to react, you always want to protect the buildings. Like unless it's obvious that you would feed. Like for example, if 3 people are pushing your top tower, of course you don't want to TP in and try to defend. But in a case like this, you can just grab the whole wave, drag it back, and then you can delay the tower push. And walking bottom really makes sense again when Necrophos has his timing and when we play around his ulti. Because yeah, look, like if we did the same play, exact same play in 30 seconds, Anti-Mage would have been dead. And this Witch Doctor would die because we can dive the tower. So it's important, with heroes like this, it's important. As Mirana, we have very little to do on ourselves. We are just complementing other heroes. Like we want, for example, somebody to, like we want 3 ulti, and then we use arrow, and then we can play. And Necro is another hero. He's like very specific because he has a timing where he's super scary, and a timing where he doesn't do anything at all, basically.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
So we just want to combine
Yeah,
it.
the mistake I've been making when I get my level 6 is that whenever I get it, I almost always press it immediately without thinking.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
For example, if this would be a Bristleback, for example, instead of Necrophos, then it doesn't matter that much when exactly you rotate to the lane, because he's going to be strong all the time, and you just can help him, and we can take the tower together. But as a Necrophos, yeah, watch his ulti timings play on it.
Is now but a memory.
For example, right now you can take the tower.
Under fire.
We just lost mid lane for this, but this is okay.
Tower is being attacked.
Okay, and now we can watch PL. And make sure he has a nice game. You see a lot of people top, so as soon as we take this tower, we want to see, okay, what is the next thing we can do? Maybe we can walk in really deep and like set wards here, and then we can control this area, and we can ask Phantom Lancer to come and farm this bottom area.
Dire's top tower is
But they're going at him, so I would probably TP top now. Do we have a TP? Yeah, I would TP top. Just to make sure he doesn't die.
Okay.
Okay, and now he's tipping out. Fair enough.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Yeah, and you can hunt this guy. This is great. I like it. I like it. Nice! And that's a kill. Exactly. Perfect. Super, super nice.
Taste your own rotting tongue.
Radiant's middle tower
And then we have to look again. So what usually happens here, in low MMR, what happens is that people try to take this tower at minutes like 12, for example, as it is right now.
Yeah.
So you're able to take this tower, which is completely fine, but it's really unlikely that you take this tower. The most likely outcome of it is that you try to take the tower, you try to damage the tower, they TP in, you all die. And the right play is to be like, okay, if we pressure the lane, we always pressure it in and let the creep waves do the damage, and then we can control this whole area up here. Like we can control all of those camps, we can set deep wards, for example, here, and then we can rotate and make a move into the mid lane, into the next tier 2 tower. And the best play, I think, from your perspective is try to guide your team to do the right thing. So I would be like, okay, let's retreat from here, we push the lane, this is fine, and maybe you can be the one who's pushing the lanes in. But the next goal is to take this tier 1 tower if you feel really strong and you want to go for towers.
Okay. Do you think we make this exact same play in like 90 seconds when Necro's ulti is out? Or do we still go for mid tower?
I still think you go for mid tower, yeah. Because this tower just doesn't die. Like, unless you bring 5 heroes and you hit it for like 1.5 minutes, it's not gonna die. Minute 12 is just too early for it. I think to hit the tier 2 tower, it can be like, unless you have a super great push lane up, minute 17 to minute 20, then you can start hitting those towers. And on the other hand, this mid tower is super, super important. As soon as you take it, this part of the map opens up and you can play freely.
Shadows take us.
Okay, let's see what happens. Everybody.
Shadows take
Buddy.
us.
Nice. I would still look to retreat, I think. Okay. Fair enough. Nice. So you really have been amazingly much stronger than the enemy team. And you could dive here, but I think on average scenarios, this is probably unfavorable for you, because if you do the same thing on the mid lane,
I don't believe that's supposed to work.
Yeah, exactly. It's not supposed to work. It's nice if it works, but it's actually not supposed to work. If you still do the same thing mid lane, it's way more likely to work, because the tower like gives them less armor, it does less damage. And you actually get an objective that you can take afterwards. For example, if all of you 4 heroes are mid lane right now, you easily take this tower. And then you can open up the map. But your arrow was really nice. I like your target prioritization.
Yes.
Another arrow, super nice. Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
But
is
exactly, we
being
want to move away from this area, and then we don't want to retreat into this area because there's nothing to do. We want to like go all the way around and force reactions on the other side of the map. And we have Neko ulti, for example, is coming up. I would be sitting with Neko again. Like whatever is there. Maybe he wants to take Tormentor, but it's not worth it. It's not even up. I would try to play with Necro, just to make sure he doesn't die.
Dire's middle
And then
tower
ask him to
is
push mid lane.
under fire.
This guy can actually die. Yeah. As soon as you have Necro ulti, yeah, you can kill a lot of people. Cool.
Long enough.
We get out, and we're just chilling. Fair enough. And now again, like Necro just used his ulti, so he's kind of useless now. We want to leave him alone for 90 seconds. Maybe we can try to protect him if people go on him, but Lesher just died, so they're probably not going for him. And now I want to be on the next best spot, and this would be mid lane, for example. Look at mid lane. Like Abaddon is pushing already. If you can just join him and group up with him, then it's way more likely to get this tower.
Tower is taking damage.
So once Necro's ulti is on cooldown, I just go mid lane.
Yeah. Because again the relationship changes. Now Necrophos is not the player you want to make plays again with. Instead it's the one who's closest like to the objective. Or is there another rule? I don't know if there's a rule for that I can formulate like quickly, but as soon as he loses his potential to make the play, we want to try to see where else we can be useful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like this just looks amazing.
Would you say that I could go to the PL, maybe? Or no?
This guy's just farming. We leave him alone. The only interaction that we have with PL at this point is we can ask him to finally play bottom. Like if PL plays here, he can take every single camp, and he most likely doesn't die because he has his his W. And then we can make plays with him, and if they try to fight, PL is super strong right now. We can actually get difficult kills as well. So he should be farming more aggressive. Like if he farms this area, it doesn't do anything on the map for you. Like those camps, they die, they respawn, but they don't change the game. If he takes those camps, he takes them away from the enemy as well. So your net worth is like, it's twice as efficient as only farming your own area. But at least he's farming, fair enough. So now I'm just looking at the minimap right now. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Yeah, look how strong he is. He can get the anti-mage out. We look at Necro ulti, 30 seconds, okay. Abaddon is like, this looks so weird because you have two of the farming cores being at the same area where it doesn't affect the map at all. Like they should be both farming bottom, and everybody that walks into this area should die instantly. And then you can take mid tower, you can keep controlling this, you can take Croche, and then you can take tier 2. But it's alright. So we just try to play with the one again who makes a play. And this could be Abaddon or Necro, and we want to look at Necro ulti again. 13 seconds, so we want to be bottom right now. This is actually fine. You push the mid lane. I like it. And now we can already be bottom. Like we push this tower efficiently, and they have to react, otherwise it takes damage. And if we look at the map, we see like this guy pushing, we see this guy here, and we have the playmaker here again. So I would instantly be bottom. And try to be with the heroes that do some shit. Yep. I don't think you would have won the fight by being there, but maybe you could have prevented Necro from dying. But it's fine, you could actually argue. Like you got a mid tower for it. I don't know. We want to defend this for sure. They can't take this for free. Yeah. What did he ulti?
He died again.
The doctor. Oh.
It was a Ruby. He stole the ultimate. 3 ultimate.
Fair enough. Yeah, but you defended the tower. You almost got a Necro ult.
Gold for my chest.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
So again, we want to be sitting with our teammates, unless we have something specific to do. For example, here 1 arrow and he would have died. This is the greedy. This is the greedy as well. Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but if cores are pushing aggressively, always try to be with them. Unless, I don't know, unless, like, maybe you can stack, or I'm not sure what the alternative is. You always want to be around strong heroes. Look how strong PL is, man. If he just goes bottom, and like, you do the same fight with PL, you just kill everybody. So again, like this position feels weird. Maybe you can say, okay, we can take this ones. But then we want to be close to Necrophos, and we want to be close to Abaddon again. Yeah, exactly. Good to be. Then we can just go and chill.
Allies disappear.
I think the ulti was like there was no surprise effect. I think from the enemy, like they saw, okay, Mirana ulti is on. Let's just go back. I think you want to use it in coordination with your team. Like you can announce it and be like, hey, let's group up and use it like a smoke. Let's go, I have ulti or something like this. And then you can actually surprise them and you can run them over. But in this case, I think they saw that there was the ulti coming up, and now it doesn't result in that much. Nice arrow. It's a super weird fight though. Fair enough. Rotation's forced. this PL needs to join, otherwise it's difficult.
Oh, they're back.
Like his strongest timing is around minute 17 or something. Like if he gets the early diffusal, he's so strong.
Is there any way to make him do that?
Yeah, you can ask nicely. I would probably use
Yeah, I mean,
just chat.
indirectly. If let's say I push the top lane, then I guess he automatically goes to the mid lane
Maybe.
or the bottom lane. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I think warding this area, or if I'm PL, like if I'm PL and I'm like in my zone and I just want to get my items, whatever it is, I'm farming this and farming this and farming this. If bottom is nicely warded, actually as it is, I think I would be bottom now as well. And then yeah, you can just suggest please come bottom or something. But yeah, sadly not too much you can do. I think if you push his lane, he probably gets mad.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. Yeah, fair enough. Just 16 acro. We can play here, yeah. Nice, there's PL. Party starts. And he gets stunned. And... But this is nice, super nice, super nice. Yeah.
Can I see the network?
Yeah. Let's see where it is. Fair enough.
I don't know how we are so low on farm.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well because this PL only farmed the whole game. Cool. Fight PL, you can do it. Yeah, you can kill them all. He's too pussy. Yeah. Alright. I think I wouldn't force it for that tower here. Because this PL is not determined to really dive. And our Abaddon just died randomly top. So I would probably back up and try to push out this wave again. Secure this area. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Because the Slashwreck is gonna respawn and if he's too low, he's gonna die.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
So we just back up here.
Yeah, but you're doing it exactly right. Like we wanna, even if we want to back up here, we wait until the cores are safe and go out first. Like we don't want to be the first guy to disengage in a situation like this. Yeah, but now they're going and we're going. Yeah, I like it.
A tithe to the impurities.
The prize is mine.
Okay, maybe. Yeah, but you're pushing. I like it. I think this is the right play. Huh? Gotta watch mid. Yeah, you got a TP here. Wait, wait. I wanna see your perspective. So we see Kunkka mid lane, we see Abaddon getting garnered. Now we TP,
All in service to imbalance.
We have to at least look, see what's happening.
Shadows take us. Bullseye.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Rough. Okay, I think that's it.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked. Dire's structures are fortified.
Okay, so like a couple of things were just out of your control, I think. This Abaddon, for example, he just went back in after he used his ulti. Like he had ulti on 30 seconds cooldown, he decides to go back in and PL played really passively, and now he has an Aghanim Scepter to play even more passively instead of going for, I don't know, Skadi or some tank items. But this is life. I think the main keys you can improve on is figuring out where you want to be and when. Like always try to have a reason for your being somewhere. And either it's like a aggressive reason or it's a defensive reason. And if you defend some areas, make sure you're not missing out on opportunities to get kills when your teammate heroes are getting a power spike and vice versa. if you have to like hold an area that you can hold, or if you have to protect a hero that needs a certain power spike in order to play, then try to be there. And yeah, for example, in cases like Necrophos, try to look at the ults. In cases like Abaddon and PL, try to look at the items and see when they want to play, and always join them if they're ready to do so. And then try to even this is the next step, like to recognize where you should be. And the next thing is, it really helps out your Necrophos if you let him know that you're on his side. Like if you let him know, hey, Necrophos, your ulti is up in 30 seconds, I want to make a play with you. Then he's like, okay, we're doing something, now I have a goal and we're looking for an opportunity. And then you like the next thoughts instantly follow if you formalize this. Is like, okay, where do we go? Do we want to smoke? Do we want to set a ward there? Can we play there? Who is there? Who's the target? And like as soon as you formulate those ideas, because you get triggered by the power spike, you know, okay, Necrophos ulti is up. What can we do? And like think from there. So try to determine what the power spikes are and try to think how you can best utilize them. And yeah, I think that's it. That's going to be a big key. Because your laning was pretty decent, I think you could have bought a sentry earlier and maybe a little bit more heal to trade even more aggressive. But that looked pretty decent. Your arrows were really nice. The only thing is, from movement wise, when exactly are you at a certain point with your teammates, and in the same sense like goes your ulti, because the ulti basically is exactly this is on Mirana. It's just the movement. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be aggressive or do you want to be defensive? And with a hero like this, you have to really figure it out depending on teammates. For example, if you're the Necrophos, of course, it's a little bit easier because you know your own ulti cooldown, and then you can ask your supports to play with you aggressively for the ulti cooldown. But with heroes like Miranas that depend on setups and depend on teammates to really shine and unfold their potential, you always want to be looking at them and communicate with them on the next things that you want to do. I hope this makes sense somehow.
Yeah, all that makes sense.
Okay. So in the next games, just focus on the first 15 minutes and try to rethink, okay, what made me leave the lane? Why did I go there and how did it turn out? Like, did I correctly see the power spike and did it work out as I thought? And if not, then what changed? And try to learn from that a little bit. And yeah, I think with enough repetition and conscious effort, you can really improve on that sector. And those first 15 minutes, they really, really, really determine the game. Like if you manage, for example, to kill the anti-mage twice, then suddenly his net worth is below the PL, even if PL doesn't do anything better than this game. And suddenly the dynamic changes a lot. Okay, so we have that major like macro view of Dota and where should I be at what time and where we should put aggression, and then just the small things with like try to be at minute 3, try to be here for this weird rune, and try to be at here minute 6, and then at the enemy side minute 7, and then minute 8 you're back here. So this minute 6, 7, 8, just try to find a rhythm for yourself to play it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah. Also, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So after the tier 2 falls in the bottom lane,
Yeah.
and after that, everything you described, if I do all that, does it result in the anti-mage randomly feeding to us? Or
You mean the tier 1 here?
yeah.
Yeah. So if this tower goes
Like-
down, or did I understand the question right? Like if you take this tower, what do you want to do?
Yeah, if you do whatever you said,
Yeah.
like exactly
Yeah.
as you said, then does that result in anti-mage randomly feeding to us, or does he get no farm and the PL is like automatically more farm than him?
Yeah, so from anti-mage perspective, he has a few options. We can actually see what he did and analyze like what his best choice would be. So this tower gets taken down. Let's scroll back.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
I want to see the time where he got kicked out of the lane. Maybe he respawns or something. Okay, now he's bottom.
Thou art denied.
Dyer's
And now he
middle
gets kicked
tower
out.
is being attacked.
Play view.
Dyer's middle tower
And like he's gonna realize that he can't really play anymore and he's going for a kill, fair enough.
under fire. Radiant's bottom tower.
But now, look, he's searching for farm. He's like, maybe I have to go back bottom. And then he's trying to be here, but he's realizing he's getting chased away. So he's like, I don't know. And now he has to run. So taking this tower forces him to leave this area. And at the beginning, as an anti-mage or as many carries, it's really difficult to farm aggressive on the other side of the map because it's dangerous for you to be there. Like you easily die. Even if you have one blink, there might be a follow-up and you can still die. So you want to have safe farm and usually a lane. But if you take this away from him, he's forced to either play really careful around those camps or those camps, which is very limited and inefficient, or he's forced to move to the top side. But what happens in many cases is that the teammates, they don't understand this rotation and they don't allow anti-mage to take the space. So for example, he cannot be top right now because Leshrac is taking the space. So as soon as you kick him out from this lane, only this like little square here with the Quelling Blade, you basically destroy all of his farm. And then he's forced to make a mistake. Like being top is kind of a mistake because he's sharing farm with the Leshrac, and being bottom and risking to die is also a mistake, and it's really, really weird. I think his best play is to like TP mid lane and buy himself a ward and set it here or something, and then try to farm from that. But yeah, as you say, like if you take the tower, you force him to make mistakes, and that usually results in him dying. In him either dying or having like non-ideal farm. And we can see what decision he makes. Yeah, he's going mid lane, so he's doing exactly the right thing. But I think, again in this case, like if you wouldn't stick for this tower and try to take a tier 2 at minute 13, you split up and take the mid lane, you do the same thing again. Like you instantly kick out the anti-mage from where he wants to be. So I think the way that he's farming here, this is basically a mistake from your team to allow him that. And now he can take over this area because it's not protected. Yeah. So he's actually, I think he's doing a good job. Let's see what else is alternative is. Oh, he's going top again. Yeah.
Dire's middle tower's bottom tower is being attacked.
But this is still good for you. Like he's still limited to be here, and just one Abaddon or PL can farm this area, and you can pressure bottom as well, and then you own like more than 50% of the map, and you reduce his net worth.
Vanish.
This PL should just be like, he shouldn't be farming camps that are useless. He should be like as far out as possible because he can kick out the anti-mage at any time. So I want to coach this guy as well and tell him to play really aggressive on anti-mage and like push the wave to here all the time, and then suddenly anti-mage has like this space but 2 ancient camps he cannot farm, and then basically he has 1 camp and is completely stuck and zoned out.
Coin for
Radiant's
Alright.
middle tower.
Cool. Yeah, this PL, like, he has 2 choices. Either he joins you bottom and controls this area and you can slowly take a tower, or he completely kicks out the anti-mage. But I think he's playing a little bit too passive.
Tower is being attacked. Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Fair enough. Alright, maybe so far.
Yeah.
Any questions left?
No, I think I answered
That's cool.
all the questions and answers.
Yeah, cool. You have something to think about and
Most
go
of
for.
my games have been like this. Past week, I lost like
Yeah.
350 MMR in like 2 days.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it really seems like the most common issue is in the first 15 to 20 minutes. So this is really where the game seems to be decided. And then from that point, it's just kind of dragging out a little bit until they realize that they're actually strong and you make a mistake and they snowball. So if you get the rotations dialed in and try to be as efficient as you can in it, then you should leap forward in Mirana terms.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, then good luck in your games. And I'm looking forward to see your progress and see what happens. And
Yeah.
have a great time. See you later.
Thank you so much. for
You're
session.
welcome. Bye.
Yeah.